Let's do a .1x lab. What I will do, Cisco ICE will play a role of authentication server as we discuss. We will use one Cisco switch which will be like authenticator, and then we will use Windows 7 which will be our supplicant, our host. So it's a simple topology we will configure. So let me explain you the lab how I gonna use. Okay, yeah, you have the possibility which you can do like this way as well, but I noticed one thing, that's why I will do some other way. You can use Cisco ICE from here, which we done yesterday. Yeah, you can use Cisco ICE, and then you can use IOL. You can use Cisco switch, the first one. So let me say switch, and let me change the icon to Cisco switch. Okay, and the third thing, I need Windows 7. So choose Windows 7, either Windows 8, it's up to you. So Windows 7, and change them to suppose this one, and change console to RDP and save. So this is my client, which is supplicant. It's connected to port number 0/1, suppose. Okay, and here is Cisco ICE, but I will not use this Cisco ICE. I notice it's slow when you connect them to outside here and when you want to configure them for some reason. So it's slow. So what I need to do, I will delete this one. Instead of this Cisco ICE, I will use VMware Cisco ICE, which we install if you remember. So this is my ICE. If I log in admin, and password we set abc@12345. Okay, and let me show you the IP address which we configure. Show interface gig 0, sorry, gig 1, I believe we can, yeah, sorry, gig 0. This is the IP which we allow, 192.168.114.200, you remember. And in Cisco ICE we are using interface NAT. This is the interface NAT. And NAT, we have this range 114, we are using this range, yes, so I know. And from this range I assign 192.168.114.200. okay, and let me see the route, show IP route. Yesterday we discussed the command. So my route is 192.168.114.2 gateway. So yes, this is my gateway. You remember we installed Cisco ICE and VMware, so I will use that one. So NAT, and this is my gateway. How I can connect this one to there? So in Eve, my first interface is also NAT here. So it means I can use cloud, the first interface as a NAT. So here I will take network, and I will use the first one, management. So management is nothing but my NAT cloud, and here I will say ICE. Okay, and then I will connect this to Cisco switch first port. So basically this one is this PC, sorry, this ICE 192.168.114.200. rather than to use here, it's up to you, you can use here. Maybe in your case it cannot be slow. In my case, so that's why I'm using this one, 114.200. bold, and let me give them red color, and this my Cisco ICE 200. Now I will decide to assign any IP to Cisco switch. So let's assign Cisco switch 100 IP from the same range to VLAN 1. Okay, this is 100, and PC will get IP through DHCP. So this is a simple topology we are using. So let me on Cisco switch, and let me on this PC. PC will get IP through DHCP, because here through NAT we have configured DHCP is already there, and you can assign static as well, but anyway it's better DHCP. So if he is authenticated, they will get DHCP IP. If not authenticated, so it will not get anything and they will not access any resources. Okay, done. This is the simplest topology we are using for .1x lab. So this Cisco ISE which is here 192.168, so I will access them in my browser 192.168.114.200. We put the username admin and password abc@12345. That's the thing which we configure them. There is nothing configure, not now, and I will access this one. But before going to Cisco ISE, we need to configure this switch first. I will not configure 0/0. Either you can make 0/0 force authorize and this one in auto mode. You remember we just discussed. So let me go to Cisco switch to make them ready for Cisco ISE. And I will tell to switch that you will not allow anyone now. So let's go to switch, configure, change the host name suppose to SW, do right. So now I want to configure this Cisco switch. So interface VLAN 1 and IP address we decide 192.168.114.100 and 255.255.255.0, no shutdown. So my IP is ready now. Because we need IP for management purpose. We need to register them in Cisco ISE. So show IP interface brief. So this is the IP. Can I ping 192.168.114.200 Cisco ISE? So I hope so. Yes. So 4.5. Let me go to Cisco ISE. Control L. Can I ping 192.168.114.100 which is Cisco switch IP, VLAN IP? Yes. How I know is pinging? I can verify debug IP ICMP. And now let me ping from here. If I receive 4 times, yes. So 200 is pinging me and I reply from 114.100. You all undebug all. So it means our communication is okay between these two devices. Nothing extra. This is the basic configuration. Now which port our end devices are connected? It can be many devices, but in this case I get only one device for test purpose. And that is connected to 0/1. So let's go to that interface to configure them. But before that, I need to type some command for .1x. First command is AAA new model. This command means enable AAA on this Cisco switch. AAA we discuss authentication, authorization and accounting. So I tell to this device from now to onward you are nothing. Everything will be handled by AAA server. So I am going to enable AAA server. Done. Another command is AAA authentication.1x. Default group I am using Radius. We discuss about Radius. Because I am using network access. This PC is in the network. They want to access any resources here. By the way, I need to connect another resources to access. But anyway, now I need to stop and start. So it's okay. So this is a network device. They want to access the resources. So I say, okay, enable .1x. Authentication we discuss. AAA we discuss. .1x the method we discuss. And I'm using Radius protocol. Then AAA authorization. Authentication is done. Authorization. .1x. Sorry, somebody, if you want to authorize to network, so I will use default group Radius. Then accounting. We discuss these things. Accounting .1x default method. I will use default method start stop group Radius. So I enable on Cisco switch that for authentication go to Radius. Ask them if somebody try to access the resources. For network access go to Radius. and ask them, is this person allowed on this organization? They can access the network resources authorization. And then I tell to this Cisco switch that send each and everything from start to stop to Radius server. Whenever somebody connected to this Cisco switch, and when they connect and authenticate, so it means the devices start, the time is start. When you enter the organization, so your monitoring is start, and when you leave the organization, stop. So between these two things, send accounting, and we discuss accounting. Accounting means reporting whatever he is doing in the network, send to Radius server. But you will ask, where is Radius server? I will mention, don't worry. Then another command I will type in configuration mode. This command is configuration command. Radius server VSS send. I will explain you what is VSS server means. Send the detail. And IP device tracking. Track the IP address of the device who is connected to the network. So suppose this guy get any IP, they will trace and they will send to the Radius server. And then finally configuration mode command .1x system auth control. Enable .1x on this Cisco switch. Overall for everyone. So .1x is now enabled on this Cisco switch, and we know .1x. Done. Now coming to interface command. You need to enable this command on all port number. In this case, I will only enable on 0/1 because my other system are not connected. So I'm taking this as an example. Okay. So interface is 0/1. Now these are the interface mode command. First one is switch port host. Switch port host means switch port mode access and switch port spanning tree port fast. So we can use this single command. So they will enable two things: switch port mode access and spanning tree port fast. So rather than to type two command, you can type switch port host to make this port as an access port and enable spanning tree port fast. You know these two commands from, maybe you know from CCNA level. What does it mean by port fast? Whenever somebody connect, don't check them. Like, they are processing 50 seconds, so it will be escape. And access means this port is connected to end device. First command under interface. Okay, done. Another command, authentication host mode. We just discussed this host mode. I'm telling to this port is multi-authentication mode, multi-domain mode, multi-host mode, or single host mode. You remember we just discussed these four terminology. Maybe you forgot. Who gonna be connected? Multi-auth means different. Multi-domain may be one PC and one voice, or maybe multi-host or single host. Anyway, we have a single host, but I will enable multi-auth just for the safe side. Otherwise, here the best one is single host because we have only single host connected. It will only allow his MAC address on this interface. Done. So now you know host mode, yeah, under interface we just discussed. Then I will say authentication port control. We just discussed the three things as well. Port mode. That was port mode. This is port state. How this port is? Keep them force authorized, force unauthorized, either auto. So I will say auto, automatic. If the PC put the correct username and password, authorize them. If the PC put username and password incorrect, don't authorize it. And I don't need these two. because I told you force authorized means to make this port forcefully all the time authorized, and force unauthorized means to make them unauthorized all the time. So we discussed these two things just now. That's why I'm configuring here. Done. Another thing is authentication under interface still periodic. I say periodically check authentication. Maybe another PC is connected. Maybe the PC is in idle mode. So you need to re-authenticate them periodically. Then authentication timer. Re-authentication something. Yeah. Re-authenticate server. So after some time, if is some another user, they will re-authenticate them to the Radius server, either TechX server, either Cisco ISE, and then .1x PA authenticator. Enable .1x on this port. Above command was to enable .1x overall on the switch, and .1x PA authenticator to enable .1x under the interface. That's it, and exit from here. Now where is Radius? How they will send? So now I will say Radius server, give them any name, suppose ABC, and address IPv4 address 192.168.114.200. That's my Radius server 114.200. I am in Cisco switch, and enter. And I need some key. So key is test123, suppose. Any key. It can be same on Cisco ISE and also on Cisco switch, and exit. Done. That's it. This was the configuration, and write the configuration. So now this Cisco switch is ready to authenticate anyone on this port, not on all port. You can enable this command on all port. Normally it like that. So Cisco switch configuration is done for .1x. Now coming to Cisco ISE for .1x configuration. So go to Identity Service Engine. First of all, go to Administration and Network Devices, either from Work Center and Network Devices. And here click on Add, and add this Cisco switch to the 100. This is the IP address of Cisco switch. First time you need to configure all network switches to the Cisco ISE. So give them any name. It can be anything. Suppose switch 1. Description 1 switch, either any access switch, whatever. And IP address is this one, 100. As a Cisco model, if you want, you can use model. If you don't know, it's okay. And location, you can create your location. You can use IPsec. You can device type, like you can create access layer switches, distributed switches. I don't care about these things. And which protocol? Because there I use Radius. Because I want to authenticate system or user to the network resources, not to the network devices. So I will use Radius protocol. So I click on Radius protocol, and what was the password which I set here? It has to be the same, this key. Copy this key and put here, and show to checkout, yeah, test, and save, submit. That's it. So my switch is registered now with Cisco ISE 100 IP. Now how this PC will connect? Username and password. So that they can put username and password and authenticate to enter the network. They need a username and password. So normally there will be Active Directory connected, but unfortunately we will use local database. So I will go to administration, identity management. We discussed identity management yesterday, and I will create a local user here. But before local user, let me create a group as best. So click on group and click on user identity group, and there are some default group. I need to create a new one. So I say .1x group. Suppose I give them this name. Just to give them any name, submit. So my group is ready. Now I will go to identity. I will go to user. I will click add and create a user, suppose user 1. Email address, internal user, definitely is internal user, and login password is abc@12345. abc@12345. And first name is suppose user, second name is user 1, suppose whatever, either user, description, and choose the group. I just created a group with .1x group and submit. So my user is ready with user 1. You can create as many you want. Also you can integrate external directory, so you don't need to create here. You can use your Active Directory user as well. Done. So now I have a user, I have the group name, I have a password as well, and I register the device as well. Now there is a small thing to change now. So I need to go to policy and result, and there is allowed protocol. There are many protocol allowed, but I need to allow MSCHAP, this one, which is allowed, and I need to uncheck this one, TLS, which is unchecked. Let me see if it is, because we will use MSCHAP. So allow, let me TLS. So let's see, because TLS will make some issue, that's why I don't want to use them. So let me see, MSCHAP is allowed, yeah. So allow MSCHAP protocol 2, okay, and uncheck TLS. So TLS is unchecked, TLS is unchecked, and TLS is just okay, yeah. So no need to do anything here. Done. This the Cisco I side. Now I need to go to this PC to authenticate them, but before authentication, let me enable debug AAA authentication. How they will authenticate? And I will go to Cisco IS and will go to Radius logs so that I can see the logs here. Okay, and another thing which I will do, why not capture here as well? So right click and capture this interface 0/1 so that you can see EAP protocol. You remember I told you there is a EAP protocol. Oh, they are not going to allow me. Oh, why? Shit, so I cannot show you anyway. Now let's go to this PC and let me take RDP. Okay, so let me go to RDP, this PC. By default username is user and test123, you remember, yeah? So let me log into this PC. Why it's not coming up? Okay, it will take some time maybe. Yeah, it's come up now. So test 1 2 3. So now I am in Windows 7. So and if in Windows 7 this is already enabled, but if it is not enabled, you need to go to services. Okay, go to services and you need to go to wire something, this one, to enable that thing wire. So let me go to, let me see, there is, yeah, this one, wire auto config, means wire auto configuration for .1x authentication. So you need to click first time and it has to be automatic and has to be start. but in this Eve it is automatically enabled, so I don't need to do, but in real you need to enable this one. Done. Now go to interface. Go to interface where this PC is connected, this interface E0. Click on interface property. There will be extra tab now, authentication, when you enable that, which I show you from services. Enable this one and use EAP protocol. I just told you what is EAP protocol. Go to setting and uncheck this validate server certificate because you are not using certificate. Here is MSCHAP. I just enable MSCHAP protocol. Configure and uncheck this one. They say, do I use window login name? So because our PC is not a domain PC, so I say no. Okay and okay. Two things I change and I enable this one. Now go to additional setting and specify authentication mode. So in Cisco ISE we create a user, so I will say user authentication. And which user I create? Type that username here, user1, and password was abc@12345 and okay and okay and okay. And now it will authenticate, and it's authenticated, is done. It will get the IP 114 is get. How we know it's authenticated? Let's go to Cisco switch. I enable AAA authentication. Look at this pickup method default one, and it's pick the method and it will send to the AAA server. So let's go to Cisco ISE and here refresh. So here is the user. So the user is correctly authenticated with and is permitted with .1x method. It use the basic and permit them. And if I go to detail, so they will say that we authenticate successfully. There was a username. This is the MAC address of the PC. The method was used .1x. We use basic authentication method and we allowed them. Okay, and user 1, this is the MAC address. Group was .1x group. You know, we create this user. And the authentication method was .1x. Protocol was PEAP and then use MSCHAP. Frame all location. Device was 114 switch device. The PC was connected to 0/1 interface, and these are the radius detail. Radius, and we use this one and all the detail of radius. Okay, and these are the steps they follow to connect. Receive radius access request, then create a new session, then we create a policy and blah 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 and all those things. Then we check the user because they log in through user 1. So the user 1 detail should be somewhere. Yeah, we check internal user. So user 1 was found internal user, and we check the authentication as pass, and then we allowed them to connect. These are the full detail, and it's the shortcut is here. And Microsoft Workstation with MAC address 0/3, and if you check the MAC address, yes, 50003 the MAC address. From the switch side, let's check out here UAll to undebug all. Show authentication session. Here is authentication session. That interface E0/1 with MAC address this one. Method was used .1x. Domain was data because we enabled two domain, voice and data. So I say the PC was data and is authenticated. Now let me show you show authentication session interface E0/1 detail. I say show me the interface detail. So he say that interface E0, MAC address of the PC. There is no IPv6. This the IP address which assigned to PC. Yes, we assign this IP 117. And username was user1, and this the status because we are in the auto mode. So they authorize them because user was correct. Domain was data. Host mode, we discuss host mode, multi authentication, and this the both session timeout, this the session ID, they create session ID, and we apply this policy, and this the method we use. .1x authentication successful. Now let's try. Let me change the PC username. If I go to property, authentication, additional, replace credential, user1, let me put wrong password 123, and let's try again. Attempting to authenticate, it will be fail. Attempt to authenticate, and if I go to, okay, I did not enable debug, debug AAA authentication. Okay, and clear authentication session. The previous we clear the authentication. Let me disable and done again. This time username is correct but password is wrong. So just to show you that what will happen, they say okay, we say no journal. Why they are not showing me detail? There is another command, debug AAA, not a there is AAA, all the thing which I need, authorization and accounting as well. So I enable all. Okay, and if I go to Cisco ISE and if I refresh, look, it is deny, authentication fail, username is correct but the password is wrong this time. So they say endpoint session start new user1 and wrong password. So now you get the idea, because they will check their local database. From local database they found out the user, but they say wrong password, and this way I can put wrong username as well. They will give me the same thing. And if I say show authentication session, so I say unknown, that somebody try, and if I say show authentication session interface E0/1 detail, so they say the multi authentication and this is unauthorized, and he did not get the IP, a PIPA he get. They will give them nothing. Unfortunately, I can show you, but my Wireshark is not working. If I enable Wireshark, you will see that PEA protocol which I told you. So from here to here, which I will show you in next lab, from here to here, that protocol is working, and from switch to ISE, RDS protocol is working. So switch is authenticator. They are getting here PEAL protocol, and from switch to ISE, they are using RDS. Unfortunately, I don't know what to do. Let me capture this 01 interface. It was not like this one. And I cannot upload. Okay, anyway, I will show you in next lab. So this the way it's working. So they are checking their local database, identity, username and password. If it is match, then they will allow them in the network. If it is not match, this is called port based authentication. .1x. And if I go there, so this the configuration. I configure this one, username, RDS, then port base, and these are some of the command to check out. I just show you the one, and let me go. So what we done, we network devices, and we configure Cisco switch, their IP address, then we put the same username, the same key here, then submit, then we create a group here, and then we create a user with any name. Okay, and then put the group name. Then we go to protocol and enable MS chip and disable TLS. TLS will make some issue, so that's why. Then we go to client and enable wire art mode, this one, make them automatic and start them. Okay, and then when you go to your interface where you are connected, uncheck validate server certificate enable EEE, go to setting and go to configuration, choose this one and additional setting, uncheck this one. In additional setting, I put the username and password, user authentication. Okay, because in Eve you need to put the username, otherwise it will ask you like this way to put the username and password to authenticate, but Eve is not possible. Then we check the logs from read log. We go to operation. Yesterday we discussed operation means MNT. So here it was mentioned that the device using .1x to authenticate. Okay, and Cisco switch we also verify. So this was the lab how we can use .1x in your network with Cisco ISE to authenticate all your endpoint. And you will find this everywhere nowadays. So this is the way they are configuring all their devices, which we call them supplicant. So connect to switch and switch will authenticate them to Cisco ISE. I will show you the protocol which working between Cisco switch and ISE and between device and Cisco switch. Unfortunately, otherwise I will give you a brief session about that one.